Worlds are colliding, gentlemen. We got Milan Weekly Podcast, Milan Coast to Coast. Are we ready, gentlemen?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Milan fans all over the world, with your hosts, Vinny T and Stevie P.
Benvenuti nella casa
Giro in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, gol capolavoro di Olivier Giroud.
Mignon with another magical save.
Mamma mia, Teo Hernandez, coast to coast, del numero 19.
Leao carica il mancino. Eccolo qua, Rafa Leao.
Il Milan è campione d'Italia.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast, episode 259 to be exact. Stevie P, Vinny T, and joined by Gio and Fabio from Milan Coast to Coast. It is a takeover tonight. Guys, it's been a hell of a week. It's vacation time, as we put in the thumbnail. Shout out to Andon. Andon is in the comments. He's from Macedonia. It's probably 3 o'clock in the morning. Kim, what time is it in Australia, guys? It's hold on a second, 9 p.m. It's, you know what? It's not bad. It's 11 a.m. for him. Maria, one of our lady viewers. Fuji's and Funyun always here. Liban Youssef. Guys, how are we feeling going into vacation time? CVP.
It's about time. I think Milan really needed this vacation, guys. It's too much soccer in too little short time. We have 7 players going to the World Cup. I think Milan just out of gas, right? We saw the last couple of games. The performance was very lackluster. And I think for them, it's a great timing for a vacation.
We have Milan Coast to Coast joining us. We're going to be talking Milan this season. Gio, we sent you money for a microphone. Where has that money gone? We're trying to figure out. Heard you went into a Walmart parking lot. The deal didn't come through. What's going on, buddy? Are you feeling well? Your daughter gave you some sort of maybe the cold. What's going on?
Man, Vinny, it's just been crazy, man. Like I said, UFO happened last week. It rained 4 times in a row in California. That's a UFO. It's never going to happen again. That's why everything's always burning up in California, because we're always in a drought. But we're good, Vinny. We're good. I needed the break because after yesterday, I don't know, man. If we would have dropped points, I think this show would have got canceled. It would have got flagged because all the bombs I would have dropped on everybody.
The show was never going to be canceled. We're going to get those bombs dropped from Gio. Fabio, he's your co-host. He's your partner in crime. How do you feel this Monday night?
I feel like we were 3 points away from being very upset with the end of this season. The fact that we had to wait again towards the end of another game, feeling uneasy, Fiorentina playing well. I mean, listen, I'm happy we're on break. We need it, like Steve said. We need, a couple of our guys are going to go to their national teams. Hopefully everybody comes back healthy, but January feels like it's, a far ways away. So hopefully our team and our management can take a real look at themselves and figure out what we're going to do to make a real push. Because if we don't wake up now, we're giving the margarita pizza more than, what they're going to get at the end of the season. Obviously it's a long season, but they're looking good. We gotta make sure that we're not looking for Mandzukic and Lazetic this year. That's all I'm saying.
That's very well put. Before we get into this game, I wanted to go through some housekeeping stuff. Steve, I know you had mentioned it to the group before, but a lot of us had the chance to watch it. How great was the FIFA Uncovered documentary? If you guys have not had a chance, I think it's available throughout the whole world. Perfect timing. 2 weeks before the World Cup coming out. But Steve, did you feel that it was a we always knew, but this was kind of like not an eye opener, but okay, our doubts were put to rest because what a organized crime FIFA was to FIFA uncovered on FIFA on the Netflix. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's really good. 4 episodes, a mini docu series, and they really start from let's say Sepp Blatter's time as soon as he starts at UEFA till the end, and how they decided to do a double unveiling of the next two cities or countries that will be hosting the World Cup. There's a crazy backstory on that one. It's just it's sad to see how corrupt FIFA is. Some who like ourselves, we're a bit used to it. We understand that unfortunately that's just part of the organization. But to know that it's a non for profit, and at a certain point they're talking to legal guests that are on this documentary, and they're like, they had to audit, and they just putting their hands on their head and saying, how is this happening? And again, just to see the power of FIFA and the power of money and the power of marketing. So they do it right in terms of marketing, and they get money.
A big eye opener, Gio. I don't know if you were able to watch, but the one line that kept on resonating with me was like, "We're not giving you this money for a vote. We're giving you this money for your football federation." And I remember talking to my cousin that's married with a guy from Trinidad and Tobago, and 800 US. That's what they got from the whole World Cup in 2006. That was just, anyways. But did you have a chance to watch and maybe your feelings on it?
Nah, Vinny, I'm gonna break it to you, man. Right now, it's Hallmark season for me. I like those cheesy movies, so I ain't got time for nothing like that right now. I'm on the Hallmark movies. Countdown to Christmas, okay?
Guys, he's got no time for the FIFA conspiracy documentary. He's watching the Hallmark movies. Fabio, please save your partner here. Tell me you watched a little bit.
Yes, I watched it. Listen, as soon as I heard about it, and I thought, what great marketing for this, like put it out right before the World Cup. But yeah, the couple of things that really shocked me. One is that it was like everybody was just buying votes. Sepp Blatter took over the guy he was right underneath, and he never gave up his power until the end. I mean, every twist and turn in the story was always that you think FIFA would crash and burn at this point. Nope, they did it again. Nope, they did it again. And the fact that they went after 2010, which I don't think was the bad one, but I'm of the belief that at this point in the stage of the game, you should be giving it only to the modern countries who already have stadiums and don't cause other people to have to build these sort of giant infrastructures. If it's not already there, the need comes, they'll do it themselves. But what Qatar's doing, and the fact that they gave it to Russia as well, man, FIFA, I don't know. I bought the video game, so I guess I'm complicit as well. At some point, I bought into the name. But man, what a piece of shit organization. They're just as bad as the Olympic Committee. Just corruption. They think they're royalty. They think they're somebody special. The fact that they have FIFA and this power, they're able to do whatever they want, hanging out with Putin, hanging out with major heads of every country. President Clinton had to go over there and beg for the World Cup, and they lost, and they had to watch Qatar all get happy. I mean, what a documentary. But as I said to you guys earlier, it just kind of ends at the end of it, but it's still so much history that you can't believe it.
Money makes the world go round, ladies and gentlemen. It does. Steve, this week, actually more like yesterday, Ronaldo graced us with a nice interview, and he's burying his team. I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about this kind of, is it, a lot of people are shitting on him, and is it because he's Ronaldo they could get away with this? I feel that no matter how much respect I had of him as a player, you can't do this kind of stuff. You can't shit on your team. I don't know how you feel about this interview with the Piers Morgan, Ronaldo just shitting on Manchester United.
I think it's just a crybaby being a crybaby. Someone who's just not for the team. We've said it again. I appreciate Ronaldo, the athlete. I think, again, we've said it multiple times. I think he is the far superior athlete that we have in the game. But Messi will always be the greatest, alien footballer that we've seen in our time. just this is I don't know who takes care of Ronaldo's PR, but this was not something that he really needed. He went back to the club that made him to who he was. That will leave Sporting Lisbon as a little trampoline, but Manchester United was the rocket ship for Ronaldo. Whatever it may be, I don't think the coach, and we'll leave the management and all that stuff out of there, but I don't think the coach, didn't think of Ronaldo as an asset. I think Ronaldo just having his me attitude and not making his teammates better forced the hand of a coach that's trying to right a ship of a great club. Again, a lot of people and a lot of this coming out is not great for Manchester United as well, because in his little pieces that I saw and some tidbits from other people, Manchester United is not the Disney World of English Premier Soccer. It seems like it's one of those slumlord Joe Pesci the super kind of buildings in New York, right? So I get that. I think like his menu consisted of like hot dogs and French fries almost, so the way he explained it. So it's not a good picture for Manchester United. It's not a good picture for Ronaldo. And the people that are stuck in between it is the teammates. And we saw Bruno Fernandes meet Ronaldo in the locker room, and it didn't look like a friendly, hey, I missed you kind of handshake or hug that they had there. So I think this is going to cause Portugal some problems in Qatar as well. But the Sheiks, they already have their money down, and they're praying for that Messi versus Ronaldo World Cup. So we'll probably get that with this one.
Gio, for the people that might have thought that Ronaldo might have been a good fit at Milan, does this interview change everybody's aspect? What are your thoughts about this interview? Is he being a crybaby, as Steve has said it? It's, I don't know, like it just, for me, it rubs me the wrong way.
Vinny, man, this guy, he's the ultimate crybaby. I don't know if y'all know basketball, but he's like Allen Iverson. He never knew when his time was up to be a role player, to be a good role player. And that's what he's coming to reality right now. The only reason he moved to Manchester United is because Messi got all the praise going to PSG. Like, let's be fact. The only people that are going to protect Ronaldo are his fanboys and Portuguese fans, because they think he's God. But remember, he got injured out of the Euro final, and y'all went out to win without him. So remember that. But yeah, you know what? Everything that he said is fine. But when you talking about this coach and everything like that, he got hired. He didn't even know if Ronaldo was coming. He kept it good. Every time that they asked him a question, oh, why did Ronaldo leave? Or why wasn't Ronaldo in summer training camp? He will always spin it so he wouldn't look bad. So for him to say like he doesn't respect me, he just sees Messi reviving his career back again at PSG. He's scoring goals in Champions League, and he has to score goals against Sheriff. Like, let's be honest, he's scoring against minnows while Messi is scoring against good quality talent, and he can't handle that. He's 38 years old. You gave everything you got to the game. What the hell more do you want? And relax on the Botox, man. I don't know who told you that was cool, but you look ugly. You look like monster. Your face is gonna melt off.
So relax on the Botox, Ronaldo. Fabio,
God.
do you agree with some of the guys? Like, he's not a good fit at Milan. Have you changed your mind? And guys, I'm sorry. Like, the way our right wing is going right now, this interview is pulling me. It sucks, but
how are we gonna pay his salary?
What if he comes at half price? Give him $4 million.
$4 million is a big issue for us. Esca Benacer, about $4 million right now. We'll give it to idiots like Origi or whatever we're paying him, $3-4 million. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Ronaldo. I definitely don't like the look of going out and having a conversation about it to Piers Morgan. But I would just say that when he decided to take a challenge a few years ago and he went to the team that had won multiple championships in a row, remember when Zlatan made a joke about that, saying, the real challenge is that he came back to Milan. So if he wanted to humble himself, lower his salary, come a being part of the team where you're going to have to press, you're going to have to run. You can't be lazy. If there's a guy that's 2 years older than you on the team and he's raised the bar of everybody else, you got to come and do the same thing. So I wouldn't be against it. I mean, it would. How could we pay somebody from like Ronaldo? That's our big issue. We don't even want to pay our striker that we need to keep, or at least get him on the contract so we make big money off of him. We're going to pay Cristiano Ronaldo? Like, I just can't believe Milan ever doing it.
We're gonna get him on the cheap, but before we get into the game, Steve, I want you to share with everybody you were able to watch Stavamo bene insieme, the dazn documentary about AC Milan, the glory years. Please take us through your emotions, and if you guys have a chance, I know you need a VPN if you're not from Italy, if you're not from Europe, watching on the dazn channel, but I believe it's like an hour and a half, 2-hour documentary. You said you shed a tear, Steve.
Yeah, it was a good and great documentary, well done by Netflix and Anthony. Yes, I did feel this mini earthquake here. Yeah, apparently it was an earthquake. So not like if Geo would have an earthquake, we would have a bigger problem. But our mini ones there is like a little fart compared to his. But hey, that's why I turned off my camera, so I'll be very transparent with everybody, because I ran upstairs just to see if everything was okay.
Okay, everybody's okay.
Yeah, so I watched the documentary, guys. It's very well done. You know, it's Nesta, Ambrosini, Gattuso, Maldini, Pirlo, and Inzaghi. And guys, honestly, you see how they look up to Paolo Maldini like an older brother. We forget that he's not much older, but older than those guys that are sitting around him, even though he looks younger than most of them. But they go through, you know, the success of coming together and how each one got in the team, you know, especially Pirlo coming over from Inter and what Ancelotti did for them, and, you know, winning the Champions League against Juve for those who were there, then losing in Istanbul. And I had to rewatch Istanbul. I had not ever rewatched it. And I swear to you that I can remember the day of Istanbul, where I was, who I was with, you know, how pissed I was, and I never really rewatched it. And, you know, it's crazy to see those highlights of that game where we still could have won it. And then again, winning in Athens, right? So they go through that, and it's nice to see Ancelotti, and it's a lot of back and forth, and it's a lot of, you know, I guess the cinematography of it is cool, because they say something and they cut to Ancelotti and he says practically the same thing, and they're not in the same room. So it's really well done, and it's something to watch as a Milan fan, even for younger Milan fans that have not been able to see that. It's the team that we built is something that would be astronomically expensive, like PSG, Man City.
How much would you worth, Steve? That team you said
that team would be like a $3 billion team.
dazn in Italia, please let us Milanistas watch it legally. We don't want to be streaming illegally. Just make us watch it. We're fans. Steve got to watch it.
I gotta send an email to somebody in Redbird, be like, put it on yes. Like,
put it on the yes. You know what? That would be a good thing. That would be a good thing. Put it on the yes network.
It's a great idea.
And you know what? Before we get into the Milan game, guys, our friends at Manmade, they just came out with a brand new package. It's the the starter kit, guys. You get 2 black boxers, a t-shirt, a pair of low-cut socks, a pair of crew socks, and 2 bars of soap. Everything for they're selling it for a low price. I think it's like for $125 Canadian in the gift box. You get to choose your size of boxers, your size of socks, your size of t-shirt. Guys, they were on Dragon's Den. If you need to order, please make sure you use the link at the bottom. Their stuff is fantastic. The boxers, Steve, I know you use them. I use them. The t-shirt, even the socks, I've washed them multiple times. They stay up. So, guys, please check out our friends at Manmade. The link is there below. Guys, shall we get into the debacle of yesterday? Milan Fiorentina. Now, Steve, I know you weren't able to join us at Chicharo's. You were watching with Gianfranco, hopefully. Did you not? Hope you didn't scream too much. But Let me get your thoughts about this game, the way it started, the way it went, and the way it finished.
Yeah, started lightning fast, which was nice to see. With Leao finally, starting a game at the proper time, 2:45, and not 3:45 when it's almost too late. Look, I think that this was a very strange week. I watched a lot of soccer, Serie A, EPL, La Liga, guys. People that are going, the players that were going to the World Cup. This was torture. It's we said our piece on the World Cup as fans, but as a player, I put myself in their shoes. I would not be wanting to play this game, and you would be at 80%, 75%, which is probably another way for you to get injured. You saw it across every league. The EPL, they tried to just sell it to everybody that everybody was at 100%, but we saw it in the Arsenal game. Someone go down at a minute 31. You understand? And so I was expecting a very scrappy game. I was not. I was very impressed that Milan took the lead, and then again it lasted 90 seconds, right? So that's this has been Milan's Achilles a bit this year. Last year we were able to keep clean sheets and frustrate the opponent. It seems like now we have moments of just being completely lost on the field and getting scored on by a lot of people on Twitter saying, "I can't wait for Mike to come back." There's not a lot of goals that Mike would have saved that went in on Tatarusano.
I don't see Mike would have made a big changes in the last couple
So
of games.
it's just a mindset. It's just a lot of soccer. I think I think we wasted a lot of chances too. That didn't help either, and that frustrated everybody who was watching. And then in the end, I tipped my hat. Vortex. And that's his name, guys. Like, don't try to pronounce his real name. I baptized them. So someone send with that email to Redbird Fabio, include them that I gave him a new name. And the guy doesn't have a blue check mark. And I told him, your name is Vortex. So I think he had a good game. And I think that, yes, did we get lucky? Yeah, we got lucky. But so did all the other teams. So I'm not taking it too negatively. I had a feeling this season was going to be a special one because of this dumbass World Cup in the middle of it. And it's exactly that. And to be 8 points back is a bit too much for my liking. I think we dropped a lot of points, but we're still in second, and I still believe in this team, and I still think that Napoli will drop points. So
Napoli dropping points. A lot of people are believing that they're making us eat our words because none of us believed Napoli would be Campione d'Inverno. Gio, how did you take this game going from Vortex being man of the match? Let's be honest, Krunic was nowhere to be found. Even with Dest had a pretty good game, but in the end, people want to talk about a foul on the on the goalie, and I love how he pretended that he was hurt after, and it's like, fuck you, buddy. We scored. We'll take the own goal. But how did you take this performance?
Oh man, another high blood pressure game, Vinny. Like when we scored, I said, okay, we're gonna shellac this team. But then what happens with a Pioli team is the way that I think he manages it. Is that if we don't score a goal right after we score the first goal in the first 5 to 10 minutes, then we're gonna sit back. And then you know what? To me, the Pitbull and Tonali, they disappointed me because Barak and Amrabat, they dog walked both of them like through the whole game. They were getting through the midfield so easily. And to me, like that was the most disappointing. But I'm glad to see Vortex getting his chance, like Stevie P said, because we're gonna have to see what he's made of. We have an obligation, option to buy for like 13 million euros. So we have to see if he has talent. To me, I think he's raw. He's built like a unit, and I think he's gonna do good. But to me, like Diaz, you know what? They saying that we're gonna buy him. I wouldn't buy him no more. I think one good game, 2 good games, then he goes missing. Then no. We need consistent. Like this year, what I think is affecting us, Vinny, as a team, is that we're playing with 9 or 10 men sometimes. Once again, Because if the cam isn't showing up and the right wing, why do we even talk about this? It's non-existent. So we're playing with 9 or 10 men, and now we're not getting as lucky. Like not luck to win, but like maybe those bounces of the ball are not going our way, so we could score a goal. So I'm just glad that this team got in the break because I needed it because too many games of high blood pressure. I just think the team just needs to regroup. Well, we only have like 6 players going to the World Cup, and not all of them are guaranteed
7.
starters. 7, but not all of them are guaranteed starters. So, man, I'm just glad. Like I said yesterday on the group therapy session, Vinny, like we deserve these 3 points as fans. We've been buying the merch. Rasul had been going home and away, taking over stadiums. Like we deserve this. And they've been dropping the ball, dropping points to Cremonese, Torino, a horrible Sassuolo team. Like we needed this, and I'm just glad. And I'll be ready. 3:30 a.m. game, January 4th. I'll be ready.
He's gonna be awake at 3:30 in the morning, and how about you, Fabio? Do you agree? Like, as fans, we deserve this 3 points, and maybe done the prettiest of 3
Ciao
points.
ragazzi, ciao Ale, come stai?
Ciao Presidente, il vero Presidente, come stai te? Tutto bene?
Tutto bene, tutto bene.
The
grazie.
soundboard is back in effect, gentlemen. Fabio, what say you, man?
I mean, I don't know. I felt like we had a lot of squandered chances in this past game, and it just doesn't make me feel good. Like, again, we're not really hitting all of our stride, but it's also, you can see it as when we come back, we'll be healthier. We'll have a chance to make a real run. We're only 8 points back. If they falter just a few times and then we win the next head-to-head against them, you never know. Anything can happen. Plus, they're going to be focusing on Champions League the further they go, and maybe we get lucky. They slip up against a smaller team, but the problem is they haven't slipped up, and we've slipped up. So it's rough, man. I'm just happy we got the 3 points, even as ugly as Vortex's cross that nobody got to, and they kicked it in. Listen, luck is luck. It's good. If he didn't put the pass in, it would have never happened. But 2-1, I'm happy. I'll take it. Let's get these 3 points, and we reassess when we come back. Hopefully, we have a full roster. No more guys on the bench.
Hopefully, then coming back in January. Steve, do you take any? People talk about the Rebic that he fouled the goalie and he went there. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, in the end, I don't think it was a blatant foul. We want to talk about the foul on Macias on the last game where they called the exact same foul on the Inter game, but I didn't see the foul. Like, for me, I didn't see a foul, and I saw the Fiorentina goalie, like pretending that he was hurt after he saw that they didn't make the call. In the end, it's an own goal. And let's take these 3 points, and let's go to January 4th.
Yeah, look, VAR hasn't done itself any favors these first games of the season. So they've been wrong, they've been right, and we've always said it that in the end the soccer gods kind of even out. So I'm not too worried about people crying about gifts or because everybody has had their fair share of gifts. What I am crying about there is I'm very worried that we don't have a striker past Giroud, and we don't have a right wing, and we don't have a cam. We have a cam who is CDK, who, unfortunately, I'm going to put this on Pioli, hasn't found a way to integrate him into this team and make him feel comfortable. I'm willing to give him time, like I did for Leao and like I did for Tonali, but it's at a position where we don't have someone. We didn't have anybody for Leao either, but we had the time. We didn't have the pressure. Now you're Campione d'Italia. It's a much different thing that we have to do in terms of protecting the Scudetto and making sure that the second star falls on our shirt before it falls on anybody else. Napoli did go to the Mercato after some sales and strengthen their team. I didn't think they would be this strong. Again, I admit when I'm wrong. I'll do it again so that I don't have to hear these crybaby Napoli players say that I was wrong. But for Milan not to go get a striker and address the striker position, big gamble again. And again, we need someone at right wing, and Adley as well. I had a question from from the chat. Where is Adli? Yeah, I would like to know where Adli is, and especially if you're planning on sending him out on loan. Well, you know what, guys, we need to find someone else in the midfield too to give Tonali and Benacer a break.
Also, who's going to want to loan him out when you never see him play in the game?
Exactly. You're taking a risk on some of the lower level teams that will take him on, are going to take him on just out of hearsay, not because of what they've seen him play or not play. That's what I'm most worried about, and I think in January again it's going to be a really screwed up window. I don't think they'll be able to address these positions that we need. And again, 8 points is a lot. It's not impossible, but it's a lot.
It's a lot, but not impossible. And we've seen
the other thing is, by us dropping points and the other teams behind us dropping points, we let the Juventus, the worst Juventus that I've seen in the longest time, get back in the race. Like, they should not be even close to any of the top four. Absolutely no one. And it's so annoying that they're back, because they're really garbage and they're really not, they really don't play well. And they play really unattractive soccer, and everybody says Milan plays unattractive soccer. Watch a Juve game. If you have trouble sleeping,
which we're going to get into when we get into the Serie A game. Guys, let's close this off with the Milan Fiorentina game. We're going to go through the Serie A results. We're going to go through some stats from the first half of the season. Gio, maybe your top of the game, maybe a flop of the game, most impressed, most disappointed.
You know what? My top is gonna be a Vortex, because he came and he did what he had to do basically, and then my flop is gonna be the midfield. To me, Barak and Amrabat were running them, and I never see that. Too, we got a pit bull and we got a dog named Tonali, and they, because everything was easy once they surpassed the midfield. It was so easy, man. And like to harp on what Stevie P said, what I've been saying, Vinny. Gio knows his stuff. Like, we letting Juve. We got Mina Rizuki saying, like, complaining about VAR, because if not, we will be tied. We will be tied. We will be tied. We will be tied with Milan. What about all the other points? All the points that the referee, like every fan base on Twitter, whatever. Okay, whether it was a penalty or tomorrow, we don't care about that, because how many calls have we been screwed over? So it was time we got just two. Like Stevie P said, the soccer gods came down to Milan, and he said Gio needs his 3 points.
And we're going to get into those penalty awarded and conceded on the next couple of slides. How about you, Fabio? Let's close off. Maybe your top or flop of the match.
I'm just going to say, even though Vortex came in and he looked pretty good, Leao's moment of brilliance is all you can really see. And then the flop, honestly, I would say it's just the way we finish. Like, our forwards have tons of chances. Sometimes in a game where it's really tight, you have like 1 or 2 chances. You got to be efficient to win championships. And there's moments where sometimes you get 2 or 3 shots and you make them both in. We weren't doing that. We, for some reason, always have to wait until the end and make this like whole thing of high blood pressure and making you wait. And I really hate it. I hope that changes. I'd like to be a little more confident. And just to say something about Juve for a sec, I mean, played really well. This is not the time that, like, I didn't realize they were so close. I was like, holy shit, 2 points.
You're gonna get your chance. You're gonna get your chance. And you know what? Steve is going to give us the audio. It is Serie A time right now. Do we even need to talk about Empoli Cremonese, Steve? Or we'll just go to Napoli Udinese?
Yeah, I watched the Napoli Udinese game.
I did watch the Napoli Udinese. Liban loves the trumpets. Steve, at 3-2, did you think there was some sort of chance? It just looked like Atalanta just took their foot off the pedal. All of a sudden, they wanted to score, but
yeah, it was Napoli there, but it's okay. So Napoli Udine 3-2. Look, guys, Napoli plays some really entertaining football. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be someone who's going to troll just for the sake of trolling. Udine had some chances, and Meret made some saves, but Napoli, their counter was like pinpoint accuracy and razor sharp. And Osimhen is a beast, guys. He's hurt for Nigeria. I don't know if it's a fake injury, but it seems like he's hurt for Nigeria. So that's another injury that they're probably not going to be happy about. But again, letting Udine score, I think Udine didn't give up. They showed how much of a tough team they are, and they were tough against us as well, first game of the season. But again, Napoli, missing KK, didn't let up and still got the 3 points. These ugly wins are the wins that you need to win Scudettos, and they got it.
They got it done. You guys have any thoughts on Napoli Udinese? Because we ain't going to be talking about Sampdoria Lecce or Bologna Sassuolo. But you guys, Gio, I know you have always some thoughts about Napoli. Any thoughts on this game?
Man, they got that dog, Osimhen, man. Take the team on his back. You know what Napoli is? Vinny, they got two dynamic players, and Milan only has one, and that's Leao. Like, that's what it's coming down to. Now that KKK, he was killing it through the whole season. Now he got the back problems. Now Osimhen, he comes in and he takes over. That's the thing. And now they're playing like us, like we were last year. Like they're a unit. They're like connected. They're playing like the Detroit Pistons. Like, and that's hard to beat, when you're a
I
team.
just wanted to correct that Gio said KKK. It is not triple K. It is double K. Just make sure we don't get banned off YouTube.
Gio, come on.
Oh, my bad, man. Kevin, whatever.
This is a family-friendly show, but go on.
But yeah, so they got two dynamic players, and that's what they're doing, and they have a good midfield. Labaka and Gisa, they're good, and that's what they're doing, and they're just putting teams away. Like Torino, they killed them in the first 15 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. That's it, and then they can relax. That's what I would want when Milan score 2 goals, and then if they score another goal on us, then we go and score another one. But no, we score a goal, we sit back, and then we let them hit them. But
that's a good point.
Shout out to Napoli, except for Sansone, because this guy, he's getting too disrespectful on Twitter.
I like the way, they score and they just sit back and relax, because that's the way it's been with Napoli. Fabio, how about you, man? Any thoughts on...
They look strong. Udinese showed up in the last 10 minutes because Napoli, had the game in the bag. They got 2. It would have been nice if they would have got them earlier in the game, made it a little tighter. But it's not the case. Napoli, again, does what they're supposed to do. We beat Udine 4-2, so what the type of team they're going to bring. But Napoli's just when I saw 3-0, I stopped paying attention. Then somebody said 3-2. I was like, oh, and then I looked at the time. I was like, nah, forget about it. They're not going to do it.
We always have our Milan Weekly podcast, a Patreon group to keep us entertained. Steve, Sampdoria, Lecce, Bologna, Sassuolo. I want to go straight to Atalanta, Inter, because this is going to be like a bit of a conversation. We still got to go through a couple of things. Atalanta, Inter, was this a surprise to you? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it was a surprise. I think it was pretty balanced. But again, Inter doesn't look good, and so does Atalanta. They're not looking good, guys. And Inter has to sort out some things at the back. I think
was Inter the best of the worst looking teams, because wasn't like you were saying, I wasn't impressed with any of both of them.
Both didn't really play well. It was entertaining for the goal scoring, but it wasn't great soccer. Again, I think Inter just needs to get their head on straight and see what type of Inter they want to play. Again, they had also Lautaro Martinez that looked like he was scared of every ball that was coming his way and didn't want to pivot because he wants to play in the World Cup. But again, someone tell Frank Antelope, their Facebook Frank, that I know that Nigeria is not in the World Cup. He doesn't have to correct me for every single little thing. It's Napoli that's going to be worried, not Nigeria, Frank. I'm well aware of the teams that are in the World Cup. Just throwing it out there because you continuously just like chat in the thing and it distracts me. So Atalanta,
let's get over to Gio.
I know, but Atalanta, guys, it's very strange. It looks like there's no place for Muriel. There's Zapata gets barely anything. They have Lookman, which seems to be an interesting type of striker. Again, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with those two teams there, but uh, it's the Atalanta, the Inters, the Milans dropping really strange points, letting Juve back in the door.
Gio Fabio, how about you? Like, were you impressed with let's take it to you, Gio? Were you impressed with Inter, or was just Atalanta sucked more than Inter?
You know what? Dzeko is back, according to these Inter fans. Now they want to sell Lukaku in January for some odd reason. He scored a wonder goal, and that was it. And you know what? That's another thing. Look at Atalanta. They say, look, man, he could play on the right wing or as a striker. Why can't we get these deals? Look how dangerous this guy is when he comes on the field. What is Makonda really looking at? Like, what are you looking at? Are you telling me we couldn't get Atalanta or Milan call? Who you think Lookman is coming to? Knowing that we have the invisible trio on the right wing. He's coming to us, man. And Atalanta, man, they started the season off defending. They were only giving up like a couple goals, but like 3 games ago they started leaking in goals, and now they're leaking in goals. They lost because of own goals basically. And Lautaro Martinez was all there celebrating like he had done something. You didn't do nothing. You're gonna be right on the bench with Argentina. So I don't know what you're talking about.
We shall see, Fabio. How about you?
I would just say Atalanta is starting to come back.
They taste great.
I think
The
Atalanta
soundboard is back
started.
in effect.
Atalanta started good, but they're coming back down to earth right now. Inter again, as the weeks go on, it's going to go back to the same 4 battling for the top 4 that we thought it was going to be. Atalanta's coming down. Udinese's obviously came down. Lazio's right there though. They might be the surprise team getting into the top 4 this year.
That's basically it. Monza is going to make it to Serie A, a big 3-0 win against Salernitana, and almost Salernitana had a red card. I want to talk about Roma Torino. This result does not reflect on the actual game. Roma sucked, guys. I watched this game, and I don't know how Torino scored. They scored whatever. Roma scores, and Belotti. You know what? You know what my indigestion goes to, guys? To Cairo. You had a chance to sell Belotti at 110 million euros several years ago. I'm not saying this because of the penalty shots that he missed, but you had a chance to sell this kid for 110 million euros, and you said no because you're a fucking idiot. Roma Torino. I watched. Steve, what say you?
Indigestion for me is Belotti picking up the ball to take a PK against his old team, just not to celebrate. Completely stupid, completely out of the ordinary. Yeah, Dybala is the spot kick taker. He should have been taking that. It would have probably been a game over at that point.
If it stayed 1-0, I think they would have been talking about this penalty shots a lot more, Steve. No?
Oh yeah, obviously it would have made it 1-1, and I think they would have probably eked out a winner. The momentum would have changed because you see what Dybala does to Roma. As much as they suck, as soon as he's available, that does change them a bit. Their problem is that they have no striker. Tammy Abraham forgot how to score. He's someone that Southgate forgot to invite to the World Cup, but that's a bit more something that I could digest a bit more because he's just not firing at all. There's nothing. So my indigestion goes to Belotti. I don't know why you would want to take that PK to prove what? You've not been a shell of yourself for the last 5 years. I am a Belotti fan. I would have loved to see him at Milan, but now seeing what he's doing at Rome, is it that they're not using him properly? Would he have done anything for us? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's past it.
Our friend
I think CF Montreal should start making some calls to Belotti and start copying TFC and get some Italian blood for CF Montreal.
The Campione d'Europa, Roma, Gio, they're champions of Europe, but I don't know if you're.
Where's that scam of a Lupo? Where is he?
I haven't seen him on
scum of the earth Lupo. all of a sudden they're non-existent. These keyboard warriors, scum. That's what they are. They show up and they talk the talk when everything is going good. When it's going bad, they're nowhere to be found. So take this little stupid clip here and send it to Lupo personally from Stevie P. That you're scum if you don't come and you don't talk when your team loses. Because it's 10 years my team lose. 10 years we lost.
And we've been talking for 10 years.
And I've been talking for 10 years.
He's in witness protection, Fuji's and Funyan says. Gio, Fabio, what say you about Roma? And then we're going to talk about our friends Juventus. But what say you?
Where the hell is that clown Don Totti? I don't see him speaking either, Stevie P. Have you heard? Where's Don Totti at? Where's this clown at, man? I'm telling you, man. You know what? Watching Roma, Vinny, if you have insomnia, please watch a Roma game because they
were bad. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. My God. And then you got the fans and everything and stuff like that. But you know what? Roma, they have one stud, man, and I wish he didn't sign the contract extension because he would fit real good in a Milan shirt, and that was Pellegrini, man. Like, to me, like, they're nothing without him. And what Dybala always injured too, like, you know what? But I never want us to watch a Roma game ever again, to be honest with you, Vinny. I'm tired of seeing it's because the thing that gets me is, Vinny, right here in Paramount Plus, they show like the press conference, right? And then how Mourinho was talking, he'll sell you the game. So I'm like, oh shoot, okay, they're gonna kill this next opponent. They're gonna do something versus Napoli, Inter, and then they just start dropping the ball versus everybody. So that's it, Roma. You lost a viewer. You lost a viewer for your ratings. Okay?
You know you're still gonna watch. Stop it. You know you're still gonna watch Gio when there's not Milan playing, obviously, and there's no other interesting games. But Fabio, did you fall asleep during this game like most of us?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a good one. I mean, sitting in 7th place, Roma, they're gonna get their act together. Even though it's just a few points, you know, a few good weeks, anything can change. That's what's exciting about this year. But Roma. Man, look, at least Tonino, took points from Roma. I mean, we gave them all 3 points. That's all I care about.
That's true. You know what? We're going to reverse and, Verona losing to Spezia. Fabio, I'm not seeing the Fabio that I see on Milan coast to coast. Is it because Steve is he intimidating you that you don't want to be yourself? Because I want to ask you about
it's listen, I would just say this, all right? As a guest, sometimes you have to be different than how you normally are. I'm kind of in your seat sometimes, Vinny. I have to be the one that kind of like...
Tell us about how you feel about Juventus Lazio, how
I'll tell you this.
Give me some fire, Fabio.
Listen, we better pay attention, all right? As much as we want to make fun of the old lady, she's right there. She's right behind us. She might be touching your culo if you're not paying attention. That's all I'm saying. And now, I didn't even know. I was a little absent-minded. I see Chiesa in the highlight, like, son of a bitch. Now he's back. Di Marino, they played well. And you know what? I didn't see Susan. I don't know what happened.
Lazio sucked.
Lazio did suck, well. And it's still not good. But Juve's 2 points. If we let this old lady get ahead of us, that's
it. Listen to me very carefully. You want to talk about they play. How many goals did they concede? 8 goals conceded on Serie A. You're still in fucking 3rd place. So take this and stick it up your fucking ass, Juventus. Okay?
That's right up your fucking ass.
Your goals conceded. Look at us. We only have all these goals. Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. Fuck Allegri. Fuck De Sciglio. Fuck everybody else that siamo tornati. How is Juventus in a discussion about winning the championship before Milan? Fuck them. Fuck Mina. And we're going to hope we get her on the fucking busted tweets because I haven't seen her. Gio, up to you, buddy.
Look, Vinny, man. I had to get a drink for this one. This is my indigestion of the week. It goes to my guy. The guy that I was just looking for a like or a thumbs up in the DM. My guy, somebody that I supported, buying jerseys and stuff, Romagnoli. Now you don't know how to defend? Now you want to be Bambi on ice? After all the caca you've been talking that Pioli doesn't have good tactics. Sadi got this, Sadi got that, But why were you slipping all over the field? And you know what? De Sciglio Decilio, man, I can't believe, man. Vinny, you know that's the only friend that SerieA has, right? It's Decilio. He said it in the interview. That the only one that texts him every day and all that shit is fucking Decilio is fucking SerieA. So that's even worse, man. Come on, man. You know what? I was very disappointed in Romagnoli. I was just looking for Romagnoli to have a great game. Maybe 0-0, 1-0. They snatch it at the end. He takes off the shirt and he said, "This one for Gio. He deserves it." But no. Now Moise Kean is compared to Haaland and Mbappe. Can you believe that? This goes to the Milan players that let this happen. Dropping points to Sassuolo, dropping points to Torino, dropping points to Cremonese. You know, this is on y'all, man. Having Moise Kean compared to
He
fucking
scored
Haaland and Mbappe.
tap-ins. How is he that good? Oh my
That's
god!
just for y'all, man. Y'all let Serie A down. They should have been where Lecce and Spezia are. That's how horrible they play. But Romagnoli, you're my indigestion. You let me down.
Romagnoli indigestion, guys. We got look. We still gotta go. We only have 2 questions on Patreon. We have no Twitter questions. We have we have 1 slide about mid-season Serie A. Steve, do you have any final things about this this lineup here from 1 to 20? I know we spoke about last time that we were surprised to see Salernitana at 17 points. Looking at right now, any surprises, or should we move on to questions and
I think
next
we
slide?
can move on. There's another more than half of a campeonato to play, guys. This board is gonna change.
Exactly. So, guys, let's take it over to. Hold on a second. Oh, I gotta remove this. Remove this. Oh, remove. Sorry. On Patreon, Shane says, "Hi chaps. Hope everyone is well. Would you prefer to trigger Diaz's buyout clause, 23 million, I believe, hoping that a Premier club would come in and try to scoop him up for 2024 for 50 million if the Man United story about wanting him is true, or should they allow him to go back to Real Madrid and show some faith in the Catalare?" He calls him the Cacalare. For me, both options work well for Milan, as Diaz is hot bucket of shite, and he needs to go either way. Steve, do you buy him?
No,
Not for that price.
no.
No.
Not
for that price. Gio, how about you? Do you buy him for that price?
Nah, Vinny. It's time for him to go. I had high hopes because I read, I subscribe to Y Scout. That's why I know about all these young players. And the Y Scout ain't cheap, okay? So if anybody's saying that Gio talking that caca, Y Scout is expensive. And I like a lot of this talent, man, but Diaz, he has let me down. I'm tired of he plays well. He's scoring goals versus Monza, and then with Cremonese, what is he doing? He's doing nothing. So, no, it's time for him to go, and it's time for us to give Adley a chance and CDK. I mean, they're right there, equal and adequate replacement. But this is a message to CDK. If we're sticking by you. A lot of fans are sticking by you. If you ball out in 2 years, please do not try to ask for Kevin De Bruyne money. You need to be loyal now. These players need to be loyal. I'm sorry, Vinny. We making superstars. We giving them time. A lot of teams, if they were in Premier League, they have a lot of money. They would have thrown them to the trash bucket because they could replace them with the amount of money that they make. If we give you the time, I'm not saying take a 1 million a contract. Take a okay, and if you want to move, okay, so we could get the transfer because we're in Serie A. Okay, we need all the money we can get.
We need all the money we can get. Fabio, sell, keep.
You can let him go. All right. He's been through a lot of big clubs and he doesn't seem to stick. He's not a valuable player. We've seen 3 years. We've never seen double-digit goals from this guy. Most of the times he scores 2-3 goals, then disappears for weeks, if not months at a time. Let's make him disappear permanently. That's it. 3 years is enough. Let's get CDK a chance. And you know what? Let's hopefully Maldini and co go out there and find a gem for $8-9 million to push our $35 million man. If Adley's not the answer, make a decision in January. Make some fucking action happen.
I like it. Kim says, "Hey, gents, keep up the great work. Happy to end the year on a high. Would you ever consider bringing on Antonio from IFTV on the show for an episode one day?" We've had him before, Steve. Maybe we'll have him one of these specials.
if you could turn on the camera this time.
What?
Remember, he couldn't turn on the camera.
He couldn't turn on the camera. Yes, so maybe Antonio will reach out to our friends at FTV. Maybe we'll get him on. Kim, at least it's morning time for you here. Alex says, "Hey guys, with all these games lately, it has been a ton of content and time from you all. Appreciate the hustle. If Chelsea offers 150 million for Leao in January, how would you put that money to work to build a team for a Scudetto run in 2023? It's not coming. No, nobody's offering 150 million for that. Not
in January either. Yeah,
not in January. Alex, I love your enthusiasm, but Steve, let's try to meet me to Alex's question. Are we sellers or buyers in January, or loaners?
I have no idea. This is not a regular mercato. I have no idea. All the mercato people and the rumors that are going to come out in the World Cup. Trust me, I like mercato. It's going to be all pipe dreams because this is not a regular one.
Gio, buyers, sellers, or loanees?
Vinny, I'm gonna just say, if they give us 150 million, Maldini, pull the trigger. If they offer you that amount in January and then you don't take it just because you're in the limbo, there's a perfect replacement out there. Cody Gakpo, okay? He's a left winger. He's a Dutchman. You know what happens when we bring the Dutchman? We start winning the big trophies, okay? We start winning, so we could do that. But don't not take the 150 and then in the summer you sell them for 80. Because then we lost $70 million that we could have do. But if they drop the bag on you, 150 mil, I think it's you sell them and you get that adequate replacement. If you're not getting the adequate replacement, then I guess let them go for 80 in the summer.
Fabio, sellers, buyers, loanies.
You guys are all ridiculous. We're not going to do anything. They're going to wrap Zlatan in a package and say, this is
our fun. This is our signing.
This is what we got. All the guys, remember all those guys that were hurt? Yeah, they're coming back. That's what we're going to do. Hopefully that's not the case, but guys.
We know that's going to be the case,
got
guys. Our new signing is Zlatan.
Yeah, exactly. But last year was an 18-year-old who couldn't stay fit, wasn't ready to play at the top level. Great addition. The year before was a guy that was so bad, he actually felt bad, and he gave some of the money back. So, you're telling me we're going to buy
a free T-shirt. You got a free T-shirt of Mandzukic, so you can't talk bad about the guy. You got
because I knew he wouldn't make any difference. I didn't know what David was talking about, and David is dangerous. Every time he makes a bet, the Krunic is hitting the crossbar left and right. That shirt is coming. He better be careful.
When he bet Krunic, if he was going to score, they was going to buy a jersey. When he hit the crossbar, he said Salakakao a little bit to David. He was a little bit shitting himself. Guys, those were the questions on Patreon. Very quickly, let's take a look at what Presidente prepared for us. These are kind of stats, guys, from the first half of the season. Goal scored, 1.9 per game. Third ranked, Napoli, 2.5. Goals conceded, 1 compared to Juventus, 0.5. Fuck them. Average possession, 54%, 54.2%. Fifth place, Napoli in first at 60%. Clean sheets, we had 4. Juventus had 9. Look, Juventus, you had 9 clean sheets and you're still behind Milan. Penalty PKs awarded 2. 7 to Atalanta. And conceded 2. 8 for Salernitana. I don't want to get your thoughts on every single stat. Steve, give me your thoughts compared to all of this. I know it's not... I don't think second place is a disappointment, but I think the 8 points behind is a disappointment.
Yeah, I don't look at these stats. Way too much time wasted on these stats.
So that's it. No thoughts on these kind of stats? No. Or okay. Gio, how about you, man? Do you take any importance to these kind of stats, or it is what it is?
You know what's surprising, Vinny, is the 1.9. So almost 2 goals a game. It doesn't look like when I'm watching the team play and they're giving me high blood pressure. It doesn't look like we're scoring 2 goals a game. So that's what caught my eye. And then dang, Napoli 2.5. So they're almost at 3 goals a game. And you I mean, what can you expect from Juve? They parked a double-decker bus and they hit you on the counterattack. with so much talent. I mean, that's just being cowardly, But that's the only thing that caught my eye. That damn, we really scoring 2 goals a game. It doesn't look like it, right, Fabio?
It's
It doesn't
impressive.
look like
No, because we're always calling for 3-4. Like who are we? We're lucky we don't get a Cremonese 0-0 again, So it's like it just baffles the mind. But listen, the most worrisome thing is that I don't like conceding that many goals. We got to concede less goals and be
Definitely.
top of that list.
But you know what, Dave? Like, Fuji's funny. This is a whole spreadsheet that the president made. But you know what? In the end, like Frank was saying, in the end, it's at the end of the season what matters most. Looking at these kind of stats, let's take a look at you got the big games coming up. Roma. Who's the games, guys? Salernitana, I believe, when we come back on the 4th, correct? I think we have a couple of, February 5th against Inter. We have La Supercoppa as well in January. We have the Champions League in February. But what are we expecting of this team coming back in January? Looking at this, president to give us some European soccer. But Steve, as long as everybody comes back healthy,
they need to come back healthy and ready to play. Because I think that Salernitana game is going to be a bit tricky, the first one, away. And then get ready for the meat of the season. So this is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very exciting to watch. I think it's going to get much, much closer. Strap on your seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen, because you're gonna have to visit the doctor. The blood pressure is gonna go up.
It definitely will. Liban Youssef wants his Fanta Calcio update, Steve. How are you been doing on your Fanta Calcio, Steve?
I suck. I'm terrible at this stuff. It's a great site, great prizes, but I suck.
Y'all letting Juventus SV. Come on, man. Juventus now in 3rd, and you letting a Juventino now in 3rd. What's going on over here?
Gino Vaselino from Montreal here, 11:59. How about you, Fabio? Do you do you do these kind of?
I'm on this, but I've lost a few weeks. Like I'm just behind, so God knows what my team is doing. I had Leao, I have Leao, I have KKK, and all these other guys.
No. Double K.
No.
Oh my God. Milan coast to coast. The triple K.
Damn, Gio, you planted that in my head.
Vinny Gattuso from Montreal here. Where's look at a brand new Patreon member, Peter Jovanic at almost 1,100 points. Mark is your guy, Shemo FC at 1092. And
I love that name. That's a good one.
Mario from Montreal is up there as well. Look at Krunic All-Stars, Husney at 1082 points. Guys, we will see if Presidente is going to give us some I don't know what kind of prizes he would give out. Maybe a pencil. He's going to give out like as a present for prize for winter. Gentlemen, it's been an hour and 5 minutes. You know it's time. You guys remember the guys are going to be on Wednesday. A bit of a World Cup kind of prediction. Yeah, they're not ready for prime time. We will be on. Maybe Steve and I will come on at one point when Canada plays. Fabio and Gio will be on Wednesday. Talk about more about the US. We will have a Patreon group therapy during this World Cup, but it is time. It is time to talk about busted tweets. Our intern Jan has given us these busted tweets, and let's see what Steve. I hope you're there. Let's see what he has behind door number 1. Mina Ruzki. Level on points with Milan if Juve versus Salernitana match had a functional VAR system. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If Golo de Montari would have counted, would have, coulda, shoulda. If
my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
if Rebic's goal wouldn't have been called off from the referee last year and they scored against us and we lost that game. Steve, what do you think this tweet here?
This person has that famous Twitter blue check mark there and fails to understand that if the VAR would have worked in the Juventus games, there would be 7 points back.
Is that the $8 check mark or is that the real verified check mark?
Whatever it is these people. I can't believe they tweet out stuff like this and they get paid for it.
It's pretty sad,
so
right?
Busted. It's unbelievable.
Gio, what say you, man?
Mina, hi, it's Gio. You don't remember that Danilo handball like that? Oh no, but it was too close to Danilo. You know, the ball was he kicked it too close to Danilo. That's why it was. I didn't know that we could play soccer like this. I thought they were playing professional. They were playing WWE. You know, the clothesline and stuff like that. But so you are where you're supposed to be, and you're only where you're supposed to be because Milan have been dropping the ball. But if not, you would be like 8-9 points away, and you would still be crying like a little baby. So I don't know what the point is.
Thank you for mentioning WWE, Gio. Fabio, she's completely, and I like what Steve is saying. Like, how do you even say this?
Honestly, this is just the Juve crybaby syndrome. Like you haven't got a million calls over the years. Like, just don't. Should I mention Muntari? I mean, that's where it begins and ends for me. Like, they stole a championship from us, so I don't care what they're complaining about of VAR. I would just say VAR has just been terrible all around. So you know, it's not as busted because she is pointing out that VAR is bullshit too. But I mean, you're a Juve fan crying about it.
It's busted. Door number 2. What did Diane have for us here? Domanda secca from calciomercato.it. Rabiot il mio. I can't even finish reading this, guys. In Italian, this says, "Is Rabiot the best midfielder in Serie A?" This is from a legit website. Well, legit, known website. Steve, can you please explain this to me?
This guy wants 10 million a year net. I'll leave it at that.
Gio, does this make any sense to you? Is he the best? What has he done to be considered in the discussion that he's the best midfielder in Serie A?
I don't know, man. I thought the one was the best midfielder 1 week. I thought Fagioli the next 2 weeks he's been the best midfielder. So I don't know what's going on over here. I mean, they probably drunk Juventinis and they just happy that Milan let them back in the race, to be honest. I don't know. Rabiot, man, the only good thing about Rabiot is his mom, to be honest with you.
Hey, yo, what does that mean?
We've already like broken all the rules. We've said the triple K tonight. We're talking about moms, MILFs. Gio, Fabio, how about this one, man?
Yeah, no, definitely. This is another this is another drunk Juventino again, just writing stupid headlines just to do anything. And
I don't even think it's a Juventino. This is just calciomercato.it trying to get the fan base of all fan bases excited again. Some kind of hard on.
$8 for this.
Door number 3. At Don Garber, when we first expanded to Toronto in 2007, we set a goal to help Canada qualify for the World Cup. Thank you to Canada Soccer, CF Montreal, Whitecaps, and Toronto FC. Canada Soccer English is back at the...
Okay.
Don.
Okay, I'll talk to this one, guys.
Yes,
I'll
talk
to this
I
one.
don't understand this one too much.
I'll talk to this one because it's again, and I don't want to be insulting to my American friends. But America, not everything revolves around America. America does not build everything. Now, Don, you're the commissioner. You go as the soccer Don. The MLS thrives because America in itself is the largest consumer of sports in the world. They love it. They love it. When professional bowling gets ESPN airtime, you know that Americans love to watch sports. Now, you expanded to Canada And one of your goals was to make sure that Canada makes it to the World Cup. Like, there's educated people like myself and Vinny, Canadian, and a whole bunch of other intelligent Canadian guys who will call bullshit on you.
Steve, how long has Montreal had a professional soccer team? We're going
But
back
it was
to
not the
FC
MLS.
Super.
I know where you're going, but
I
it was
know.
not the MLS.
I'm just saying. Okay.
It's not the point. That cannot be a goal. You run a league. It has nothing to do with the World Cup. It's a bonus. It's just what Canada Soccer and all the provinces and all the regional clubs did to try to, up their game, try to qualify for the World Cup. Since 1986 they've been trying it. It's not now that the change was made. I'm in local soccer. This is a long time coming. But don't be there trying to take everybody in a complete country for a fool.
But it's because we expanded to Toronto that our goal to get done. Guys, you have nothing to speak about here as Americans. You with Mark Strupa, you could go into your little say thank you, Mark. We're gonna talk a little later. What does Jan have for us in store? Because I haven't had any loophole worthy awards so far. What do we have here? That's it. Okay, guys. So
Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna call him out. I had a good one, and it was from NYC Juventus, and IFTV posted it out. They said DeMarco is better than Theo Hernandez. Let's discuss. That was the winner of the week. What's going on with you, Jan? You let me down, man. That was the winner of the winner. That was the Don Tati and Lupo Award winner, man.
Somebody
These are okay.
Yes, somebody had compared DeMarco as better than Theo Hernandez. Jan, he's been slacking a little bit. He hasn't been earning his internship money. But guys, out of all these three, this guys, I'm sorry. This has to be the most busted out of all three of them. Steve?
Yeah, should not even be a question. It should not even be a tweet.
This is understandable. This is understandable, right?
Elon needs to come out with the you explode tweets. Like, I would explode this one. Gonzo out of the internet.
Kim, you're saying what's the one that you posted on WhatsApp? Grab, guys. We're gonna whatchamacallit. Yana had a long week. I think we're gonna have to just post them back on here. But out of all the one that he picked this week, this has to be the most busted one because this is not even a question. Gio, do you agree with this?
Yeah, man, Rabiot, man, nah.
Yeah,
you already know what I feel about him, man.
There's at least 5 to 7 better midfielders than Rabiot, and I'm being just nice because the other girl on ESPN, just in case the ESPN sends their bots after Milan Weekly.
You know what? Let me say something, Steve. This woman, and I'm sure she's very knowledgeable on what she does. This woman is on ESPN. And has an official podcast that probably gets listened to 100 times, 1,000 times more than us. How does this make any sense? How the fuck does this make any sense? I'm sorry, guys.
This is
fucking pisses me off.
This is fandom. She's speaking like a fan there. That's what it is. The other
You're in a position. I don't ever heard about Marcotti speak as a fan. I never heard about these people up there speaking as a fan. You are in a position that people will follow you and listen to your opinions about a sport. I don't want to. Are you a Juventus specialist that I have to listen to about Juventus? Go do your Juventus podcast, whatever. People come here to listen to the Milan Weekly podcast. I'm not here to praise Fiorentina, Juventus. I'll praise them when need to. But this is fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really fucking sorry. But you know what? Even though Mina, you're ridiculous, this one takes the cake for me.
Yeah,
this one fucking takes.
He's probably not even the best midfielder on his team, let alone
true
in the whole league.
Yep.
I mean, what are you kidding me?
Yes, I understand. She's an open Juventus fan, but that's not the point. The point is that you're working for ESPN. If you are on a show called the Juventus Fan Corner, do what the fuck you want. If we are on ESPN called the Milan Weekly Podcast, we'll talk about Milan. But if we were on ESPN talking about Serie A, we wouldn't act like this. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, gentlemen, it's vacation time, Steve, as you put it. We will be taking a break. I know the boys are going to be coming on Wednesday. I'm still going to have a Patreon special from time to time. Steve, maybe we'll come on and talk about Canada. Hopefully this surprised a lot of people. There will be some sort of controversy.
Mark, you know that's me, Mark. Don't even
obviously look at Steve.
That's a stupid question.
Steve has modeled the man-made Mutanti is modeled the Manscaped Mutanti. No, you shaved with the Manscaped.
Manscaped then modeled. That's the order.
There we go, guys. On a serious note, like, subscribe. We will be putting up content whenever possible. Mark, he likes to talk. Maybe we're gonna come. We're gonna make him come on because he's got that Boston accent. Gio, go buy the microphone. It's you tell the guy it's diritto di riscatto. You might not be buying it at the end of the season. You'll see how you like it. Maybe you thank you, Frank. Makes a big fucking difference as works for BBC or ESPN. I'm sorry,
Frank is that guy on the sports shows, around the horn when they ask at the end.
He's the stat guy. He's that
guy.
He's always there to guys. Sure
I wish we had a camera. Frank. We could go to Frank, and he's like, "Actually, guys, what you said 2 minutes ago, let me correct you. It'd be great. We would just work
God bless him. God bless him. He's always there to make sure that he's fact checking us, guys. He's fucking fact checking us. God bless him. Yes, Gio.
Vinny, the microphone is as hard to get as Milan's peach goalie jersey is to get for me. Look,
it's easier. No way. No. You can't buy that peach jersey nowhere. I'm finding you microphones in the back alleys.
You guys tell me to get to. I got the girls to get, but I just want to say, man, I appreciate Stevie P, Vinny T, and Presidente for allowing me and Fabio to come on, join the team, and Milan do better with the merchandising, man. I don't know what the pananana thing is like, but why are we charging $400 for a winter jacket, man? What's going on with you guys over there? But,
guys, make sure Milan Weekly Podcast Patreon group. Husney is getting us the off-white $35 jackets from Indonesia from $5,000 down to $35.
But don't tell anybody you spent $35, all right? You spent big money. You made a choice, and it was a fashion choice, but you can't go back now. I just want to say one thing, Vinny, before you carry us out.
Wait, guys, hold on a second. You want to say that Gio is not on the McDonald's Wi-Fi tonight?
I don't know. Listen, Gio, we're making moves. Hopefully, that microphone will be in his possession within a few days' time. California is a big place.
You tell him you have to go to the down alley in South Central LA. You got to go in the back of the Walmart. The poor guy, look at him. He's a goody two shoes. He's a model citizen. You're trying to get him.
Just go to a crowded place. You'll be fine.
Steve, maybe we'll want to see you as much as the other guys this month, but it's gonna be a nice month off. I hope you enjoyed the World Cup. I will be
watching the World Cup. I will be doing that.
We will maybe talk about Canada. Hopefully, Canada comes up with some sort of surprises. The boys will be watching the US. We will be talking Milan and the World Cup during this time because you guys know there will be some sort of controversies and transfer rumors, and you guys know you need your
6
therapy
times
session.
You say there's going to be a controversy. Could you wrap it up?
Ovunque e sempre.
Forza
Milan!
Guys, have yourself a good night.
Ciao.
Vincerai, non ti lasceremo mai.